Hello, boys and girls. Glenn Parker, High Vibration Foundation. You're watching Glenn TV. On with the show. So, I'm a sucker for time travel, sci-fi, and if you can give me a sci-fi and time travel and introduce some new ideas and new mechanisms on how to do that, then you pretty much own me, and I'm going to watch every episode that you make unless, it tangents off into something that's not acceptable. So, Travelers, produced in Canada, fantastic show. A lot of things produced in Canada. Stargate, lots of things because it's cost effective and you get tax credits. So I'm not putting that down at all. I mean, production quality was fantastic, beautiful scenery. You have such untouched locations that you can go to in many parts of Canada. Fantastic story. So I went back and rewatched season 1 because season 2 has been airing and just completed. And I just watched season 2, and I've watched most of them twice because there's just such a density of information coming through in the episodes. So new mechanisms on how to time travel, new good guys and bad guys, attenuating timelines, so timelines constantly shifting and changing because of what they're doing, and that they're acknowledging that and integrating that into these storylines. Because history is changing, they have what's called historians, and they keep the information on who, what, why, where, like every bit of information. They're pruned from birth. And since the timelines are changing because they're trying to fix things and fix the future, I'm not going to give you all the information in case you haven't seen it, they have to update the historians, and they found a very interesting mechanism to be able to update them with information. And it also causes issues where their perception, they can now perceive multiple timelines because they have received information in a non-conventional way. They've been given information in a stream of data rather than having learned it from the point in the future before they were sent into the past. So their ability to write these stories and maintain continuity between what we understand time travel would be, if it was possible, and these types of things. And that tinkering does screw with the timelines, and because of that, we needed to do this. And then because of that, now there's things in the future that weren't there before, people that want to stop us, and now they're coming back, and we have to have these little fights, and da-da-da. So without giving away any information, just that little insight on how they remain continuity, how they actually did some really fantastic character development, and how they ended the last show. And Amanda Tapping had been involved with the show, and now she had transitioned she had been doing production, and now she was a character in season 2 as an actress. And she's now a main character if they move on to season 3. So you have to watch it. And the way that they did this, and this bad guy that they came up with, is just genius writing and producing and directing all around. So as a quality of production, it's A+. The places they go, and they don't have to have gratuitous special effects. The types of devices that they've made, the storylines and all these, they didn't have to spend a ton on CG and all these other types of things because the story is solid and the story is well told and produced and acted. And the locations are beautiful. So if I were to rate this on a scale to 1 to 10, and I'm usually never go over an 8, I would say this is like a 9.2. Just overall package. The first season, I'd say, is more like a 7.4. But if you want to have the show as a whole, I'd say it's a solid 9. Because, the first season, you're telling a story, you're engaging, you're developing characters. Second season, you can go a little bit more wild and introduce newer characters because you have established characters and personalities and what's going on. And they really did a good job. They introduced new bad guys. I mean, an awesome bad guy. And the explanations they give for time travel, the explanations they give for just story continuity and updating the historians are all fantastic and very plausible and very current with science and entanglement. And they even use a lot of the newer terms that are being used and have been developed very recently in quantum science. So I would say, if you haven't seen it, give the first couple episodes a try, and especially the first 15 minutes of the first episode. If that doesn't grab you, then, just at least watch the first one and see if you like. And what it really does come down to a lot of times, too, is the characters and the actors. So their casting was perfect for all of the core personality traits that the individuals had as actors that translate into the characters. So the strong yet feminine and eager to learn because, they've been stuck in the future and they don't know a lot of things. They don't have a lot of personal interactions to relearn yourself and to fall in love and these types of things. A lot of the characters, had very feminine energy. The other ones have very masculine energy. And it's just, they're very well suited for their roles as what that character was going to need to do. So the actors were very well cast. So just overall, the whole thing was done extremely well. It gets a 9 as a whole. The new season 9.2, maybe even 9.5. I don't know. It was like just such fantastic thing. I'll probably rewatch it like sometime next year and just kind of refresh it. I love introducing new people to these types of things. So if I have friends, families, girlfriends, sometimes I'll say, hey, let's watch a couple of these, and if you like them, then it's something that we can sit and watch. Because I really have been developing my own stories for time travel, and watching all these different types of ways to convey that type of information has been very helpful in me narrowing down my own story narrative and having some original ideas on how that would happen. Glenn Parker High Vibration Foundation, coaching life, business, and spiritual. Also retreats, boys and girls, important to share in other people's vibration so that you can bring their happiness and joy into your life moving forward. I hope you like this movie review. If you haven't seen it, if you have seen it, so if you haven't seen it and you watch it, whether you love it or hate it, please comment and like below. And if you have seen it and you have comments on continuity or how the story played out, I'd love to hear it as well. I love to hear how they're gonna, any speculation on how they're gonna play out season 3. I would imagine, I didn't check the ratings, but I think it's done well enough to hit season 3. So thank you very much for joining me, Glenn Parker, High Vibration Foundation. Much love to you. And today is Christmas Day. And I'm cranking out a whole bunch of videos. I doubt that I'll post this on Christmas Day. But if you watch this to the end of the video, Merry belated Christmas.